If you haven't already, please go ahead and click on the subscribe button, and while you're at it, click on that little bell too.
What's up everybody, it's me E-Man from E-Man's Movie Reviews, and today we're going to review The Hate U Give. Alright, let's do a quick intro. After witnessing the shooting of her childhood friend at the hands of the police, Star faces pressure from her community to stand up for what's right. Alright, enough of that, let's get right into the good.
The good.
I think the best thing about this film is how honest it attempts to be in trying to present a perspective that is not oftentimes seen. Rather than relying on just the typical stories of racism in society, taking on the unique perspective of a young African American girl was a really refreshing look. I thought it was really powerful to show the various other perspectives too, and not to keep the film isolated to just the black point of view. Having some of the other characters embody some of the ideologies and talking points that people in today's society carry was a good way to make this film much more relatable for more audiences. Director George Tillman Jr. captured a good portrayal of not only the inner city, but also the more upper class settings too. I thought it was an effective way to show the contrast in the settings of the film to further drive the point of how our different worldviews can be shaped. I did enjoy Amandla Stenberg's performance as Star Carter. What I think stands out well in her performance is how she's able to convey the conflicting identities that oftentimes people of color have to juggle just to fit in. She was pretty convincing with her acting when it came time to switch over to different emotional states. Enough of that, let's get right into the bad.
The bad.
The strange issue that I had with this movie was it always seemed like there was some drama afoot every other time. I understand how the situations did lead to one another, but it was just a little bit off to me in regards to the timing. As a result, I felt as though the movie's issues in terms of the story and the message superseded the actual production of the film itself. It's hard for me to recall anything unique about, let's just say, the cinematography or any other technical standouts in the film. I also thought that some of the conversations failed to properly be addressed in some instances. It was great to have different perspectives brought about in the film through different characters. However, I thought that there were a couple of missed opportunities to have more valuable teaching moments. It's kind of a waste of time to raise a talking point or an idea that people are already accustomed to and not use that time to really drive home a solid point for people to think about. In fairness, some cases in the film do allow those ideas to breathe, but I think they could have spent a little bit more time with a few others, especially Sabrina Crawford's character. Man, she got on my nerves. Anyway, let's get to the reason.
The reason.
While some people may want to champion other timely, socially relevant films like BlacKkKlansman or Get Out, I think that The Hate U Give is probably the most practical film on the subject matter. The film doesn't have to dress itself up in things that would allow audiences to be far removed from the content. You can't just watch this film and then think to yourself, oh man, glad those days are over. While I don't think that this film is at the same level of quality as BlacKkKlansman or Get Out, I would say that it's far more important of a film to see compared to either one of those. I also really wanted to make this point clear. This movie is not about racism per se. It's more about justice and what to do in the face of justice. The problem here, however, is that the movie is not saying anything new to most people of color. To a certain degree, one could even say that it's kind of emotionally draining for people of color to watch movies like this because a lot of the messages are things that we can easily relate to. So I'll just be the guinea pig and use myself for instance. Obviously, I'm black. And sometimes I do also have to deal with unintentional racism, just like in the movie. I'm also a black father. I've had to give my own kids the talk, just like they did in the beginning of this film as well. My oldest daughter also goes to a pretty diverse school, but I know that she also goes through a lot of the same situations and issues that Star goes through as well in the film. So when I say this movie is not for people of color, I'm not trying to divide people. It's just a way to suggest how important this other perspective needs to be seen by other groups of people who just aren't necessarily that familiar with it. And if you were concerned, it's not the type of movie that's gonna make all white people feel guilty. It's not gonna be pointing the finger at the man or anything like that. Like I said before, the point of this movie is talking about justice and just doing what's right, period. So when it comes to the rating for The Hate U Give, I've gotta give it a 6.5 out of 10. This is more than likely a matinee watch for sure, but it's the message that's more important here. And I understand some people might feel a little hesitant in dealing with these types of subject matters, but in my opinion, I think it's worth it. Anyway, have you seen The Hate You Give? Do you have any plans on seeing it? If you have checked it out, please let me know what you thought about it in the comments down below. Thank you very much for joining me today. I always appreciate you guys watching my videos. If you got some time, please go check out some of my other videos. If you're new to my channel, please don't forget to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. I got more videos and reviews to do for you all, and until next time, I'll see you guys later.